Take your name and address, and the meeting's being recorded for future use. You can comment on any agenda items or non-agenda items, and we'll give you 4 minutes. Anyone? All right, next. New agenda items, the attorney's report.
Good evening, you should have my report for the last month in front of you. Probably the only thing of note is we had run into an issue with some code enforcement tickets after 10 years or more of following the protocol we did. The court rejected some tickets. We think we figured out why, and I guess I'm gonna do the printed form that Ted and I talked about it, and I think we can get that fixed. So once that happens, we get that string of code enforcement cases back on track. Other than that, I'll have to answer any questions.
Anyone have any questions for Bob? Seeing none, thank you, sir. Engineers report.
Thank you. You have a brief update on a few projects. I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have. Hope applications to present tonight. The contractor for Howard 24th is preparing one, but we didn't have it in time for tonight, so we'll get that at a future meeting. We, on that project, we had some complaints about the restoration. We met with the contractor. He's gonna be taking care of it. Obviously, the winter hit pretty hard and pretty fast, so that'll be a springtime activity. We'll make sure he gets that cleaned up and in good shape before we authorize any payments on that work. So, moving along with the Maywood Center Sewer Pump Station design, we're on track for bidding that out this winter. And then at the last meeting, you guys approved the work on the Griswold Force Main replacement. We've got soil boring scheduled to be drilled on January 14th. And we need to get topo, but the snow's kind of slowing us down on that. We're hoping we'll get a little melt so we can see the ground a little better. So if we do, we'll come out and knock that out and move that project forward too. So
Does that go from the end of 32nd Street?
yeah, the Griswold Pump Station, the discharge goes out to 32nd Street, adjacent to the Sam's Club, kind of like out in front of that, all the way to the pump station. If you're familiar with that's it. It's about 2,500 feet long.
It goes under the railroad property.
No, not the railroad. It's just adjacent to the I-69 business loop there.
The pump station's kind of like 25th, 26th, yeah, I know.
Any questions on it?
Any questions for Mike? Seeing none, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Item C, the sheriff's report.
Sure, Lieutenant Lane, the St. Clair County Sheriff's Office. So looking at the numbers for November, everything stayed pretty consistent with October. Not too much up and down there. The only big one that changed would be the number of traffic stops. They went from 73 to 104 in November. Mainly the reason due for that would be extra enforcement, OWI enforcement and stuff like that around the holidays. Other than that, we're talking about some variations of maybe 1 or 2 between the numbers from last month.
Any questions for the deputy? Seeing none, thank you, sir. Fire chief's report.
Good evening. We have the breakdown of our incidents for November in front of you. Didn't have any notable incidents to report for the month of November. And while it's fresh in everybody's mind, last night we did respond to a structure fire in the 3300 block of Ravenswood Road. So it was a combination commercial / apartment. Appeared to be about 4 or 5 different occupancies in that one building. First arriving engine companies found heavy fire in various amounts of vehicles and welding equipment, machine equipment, and with the cold weather that kind of hampered fire operations. So we were there for about 5 hours last night, kind of rotating crews. We did have City Port here in Kimball, Marysville, Fort Gratiot, and Clyde there with us as well. So we're a little heavy on manpower, but we had to keep cycling through. The new truck did freeze. All the gauges froze on it, but we thought it out. It's working. building we did have DPW come push the walls in, just to make it safe, and then we could hit some more hot spots with it. We're only able to make entry for about 2 minutes before fire conditions were too bad for the guys inside.
Anyone have any questions for the chief?
Everybody's okay?
Yeah, the tenants in the apartment got out with their dogs. Did have one minor injury on a Kimball firefighter side, but they more of a shoulder. Everybody was kind of slipping and falling out there. It's just a sheet of ice, so I think he's all right though. Just something minor.
Thank you. Item E, approve Fort Huron Township Firefighters Association Union Contract. Yeah, before you, the updated contract, with a page of the tentative agreement, which states the changes that were made. Some of it was just wording.
I'll make a motion, we approve the firefighters association contract.
Motion by Reno, is there support?
I'll support it.
Support by Dudash. Is there any discussion?
In the agenda item, I don't know if the piece that went over just the changes reflected changes that have to be made, but there were a couple of things on that list that I did not see.
Well, I was gonna suggest that we, but you review it if they're okay with the changes.
Yeah, most of them were there, there was one that wasn't, and then just the appendix designations were different, so just housekeeping matters. We have to do that for you.
We need to include that in the motion.
You can.
That it's not approval of the attorney.
Attorney's review, yeah. Good with that too, Ben?
Right.
Is there any other discussion? Roll call by the clerk, please.
Reno,
Yes.
Dudash,
Yes.
Pringle,
Yes.
Falk. Yes. Shaka.
Yes.
Davis, yes, Lewandowski.
Yes. Next is proposed salaries for 2026 for department heads that are not in the union. DPW Superintendent Duman and Fire Chief Persick. I think you've been on the job now for 3 or
I'll be starting my 3rd year.
right. I felt they were worthy of a little bump because they really hadn't gotten any type of, now after 2 years, a lot of times, like even with the contract we just approved, there's a bump. I believe that I think I figured it out to just over a hair over 6%. If you look at it in terms of percentages, and both these individuals have exceeded the expectations that I've had in their jobs. They'll go above and beyond. I'll ask them to do certain things that maybe some of these things they could probably tell me to go pound sand, but they'll do it. Andy will go with me and we'll go walk behind Kroger's looking for bumps to kick them out. But I believe these folks are worth this amount, and I'm asking for a salary bump for the department heads as proposed.
I know that they both do an exceptional job at both the departments with all the personnel they have. And I'll make that motion.
I have a motion by Reno. Is there support?
I'll support.
Support by Falk. Is there any discussion?
Thank you for the explanation.
You're welcome. Yeah, I'm 110% happy with what they've been doing. they stay here too. So, roll call by the clerk, please.
Reno,
Yes.
Bulk, yes. Pringle,
Yes.
Dudash,
Yes.
Shaka,
Yes.
Davis, yes, Lewandowski.
Yes. Next is approved proposed water rates effective January 1st, 2026. Basically, the new rates are incorporating a 5% increase for ready to serve and usage. As you are aware, earlier in the year, the city raised rates to us. I believe it was close to 7%. So 5% bump in our rates will cover that. So I look for a motion to approve the rates as presented.
I got that motion.
I'll second it.
Motion by Pringle, support by Dugash.
Yep.
Is there any discussion?
Question?
Yes, sir.
What is ready to serve? I've seen that on the bill, but not really defined.
The ready to serve is maintaining infrastructure, putting infrastructure in to get the water to you. The usage is the actual water that you use.
And I take it from the discussion that we actually get the township gets water from Port Huron City? Okay.
Yep.
Is that also true of sewage? That sewage goes to a treatment plant in Port Huron City?
Yes. Roll call by the clerk, please.
Pringle,
Yes.
Dudash,
Yes.
Reno,
Yes.
Bulk, yes. Shaka.
Yes.
Davis, yes, Lewandowski.
Yes. H, Lindsay Lane streetlight billing issue. Steve Hockley came in at our last meeting and discussed this with us, and Benita and I have talked to him since. And he's kind of got a unique situation there where when the subdivision was laid out, he's actually got two lots that have been combined into one parcel. He's been paying for two for each parcel for the light bill for streetlights. He thinks it would be fair we had a discussion, and he thinks it would be fair if we just bill them for one. The thoughts behind that are, one, if you were to ever split that parcel off, it would go back to two. And also, that corner lot is kind of different than the rest of the lots as far as what you can do with it. The setbacks, being that it's on a corner, you basically almost have two front yards. Whatever setback you have for the front yard also has to be in play for the side yard. So it kind of limits you as to what you can build on there because you gotta meet those setbacks. So I would recommend that we, as long as those two parcels remain joined, that we keep it, or that we charge Hockleys for one streetlight. Bill for, instead of the two. And we agreed this would be good from here on out.
You agree with that, Steve?
I am. I additionally wanted some clarification on the buildability of lot one because I've approached the building office who said that it was not a buildable lot because its distance is 79 feet 86 and it needed to be 80 feet. And I was also told by the assessor that that the burden of responsibility for proving a 12-foot side setback on lot two was up to me. So I'm also would like the township to basically approve that lot one as a buildable lot. My intent, as I spoke with the supervisor and the clerk, is to keep the lot. But I do realize that there are, restrictions you know, being the side setback. So but I would like that still option. You know, the initial owner, I'm told by a couple of long-term residents, and the original owner purchased it to essentially not have a neighbor next door. But again, it's a platted lot, regardless if it's less than 80 feet, and I would like to, again, just have it at record, that it is a buildable lot.
Yeah, the shortcoming that we're talking about is less than 2 inches.
I know that it's on, I've gotta believe it's on the original,
It is.
but I don't know if it was approved to be a lot back then, why it wouldn't be now.
That's what I'm saying. It was a lot before.
Right, that's part of the plan, so there's a lot, even though it's 79.97 feet rather than 80. It's recorded as lot 1. And even your description says it's lot 1 and 2 in your parcel description.
Yes, sir.
I would assume it would be appropriate to grant a variance should that ever become an issue, but.
Right.
That happens, with lots that are set up that way, and then. Gotta deal with it.
As it were, the lot that's actually across the street measures 80.13 feet. So, I mean, obviously, you take a planar system and impose it on an oblate spheroid, and you're always gonna have correction. I'd also like, thirdly, to get some clarification, being that it is lot 1, and I understand the concept of highest and best use, which would be a single-family structure to be built on lot 1. I'd like to find out specifically, am I limited to 1,000 square feet structure on lot 1? Based on the fact that those two lots together are only 7/8 of an acre. Or because lot 2 occupies 2,015 square feet, is there any possibility, and again, the supervisor and I did discuss that the fact of going for a variance the probability of success is low based on, you know, basically a disagreement with one of the local residents. But I'd like to find out specifically, because that is a lot, it's one tax parcel, is it possible to go with an additional outbuilding, there's an additional 1,000 square feet?
With the parcels combined the way they are, you're limited to 1,000 square feet? Is that what they said?
I'm limited to 1,000 square feet. My assumption is that if I were to I could go just on if I only had lot 2, where the improvement is, that I could additionally still put a 1,000 square foot
Yep.
structure on that.
Mhm.
So is there any leniency in the view of the township that because I have that second parcel and that it could potentially occupy greater than 2,000 square feet, which was, I assume, the standard buildable, you know, improvement on there, could I possibly go over 1,000 square feet? That, again, my intent is to keep that under one tax parcel, lots 1 and 2. But I would ideally like to go to a larger outbuilding than just 1,000 square feet.
Yeah, really, that answer hasn't changed since I talked to you that we'd have to go to the zoning board of appeals and get a variance. If I was a betting man, it probably wouldn't be granted.
And you also want to look at the building code in addition to the ordinances. And you might also want to check to make sure there are no deed restrictions in your community. Sometimes there are deed restrictions that are private that limit what you can do on parcels. Those would be recorded at the register of deeds office.
Yeah, I did follow up on the recommendation last meeting to go to the, they had no additional information on the Ridgewood Estates subdivision aside from, you know, the filing of mortgages and the defense.
Yeah, and sometimes too.
Yeah, there was nothing else available on that subdivision.
So at this point, I would be looking for, instead of the 2 charges for the streetlights, down to 1, so long as the parcels remain combined. And that if they're ever split, that goes back to 2.
And lot one is a buildable parcel, again,
As
that's
long as you
right,
meet the setbacks.
of lot one,
Yes.
Correct. That has to stay in. the-
which is 12 feet side to side, am I correct?
Being that it's a corner lot, you got, that's different. I'm correct, John. You gotta have the setbacks of the front yard for,
There's a formula, like your site, because it faces Westwater and Lindsay Lane, the setbacks are different than a normal, like on your parcel, it's 12 feet. That's fine. The rules are different because it faces two streets. I can't tell you that, I'd have to look at there's a description, it spells out how you figure out what it can be.
Okay.
so back to the original request. You want to go ahead and make that motion there?
I'll make a motion. Bill wants to.
Motion by Davis, support by Reno. Is there any further discussion?
Yeah. You wanna build a separate storage building on the lot one, right?
Correct.
Bob,
Lot
can you
one or
build
lot
a
two?
storage building without a residential structure?
He does have a residential structure.
Right.
The lots are combined.
Yeah, they're combined, but what happens if he sells that
If
second
you
lot?
split it, you can't.
Right,
You have to build a home on it first.
so if he builds the building now,
Then you can't split it.
then he can never.
And you can't make that a separate lot if we put.
Understood.
That's what I was saying. I want a lot next to me.
Anyways, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Item I, approve resolution number 2025-12-15A for the 2026 annual permit resolution through the road commission, allowing us to work in the right way.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Dudash, is there support?
I'll support.
Support by Falk. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, roll call please.
Judas,
Yes.
Falk? Yes. Reno,
Yes,
Ringo,
Yes.
Shaka,
Yes.
Davis, yes, Lewandowski.
Yes. Okay, board and commission reappointments. We got a list there of those that are expiring at the end of the year. I would just, at this point, since there's no additions or subtractions, if we could approve reappointing all those that are ready to expire at the end of the year.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Pringle, is there support?
I'll
go ahead.
I'll support it.
Support by Dudash, is there any discussion?
Any of the vacancies, Bob, are they needing to be filled or?
Yeah, I'm working on one for the DDA, and if any, you have any ideas for any of the others, feel free to let me know.
Did you have to go?
What's that?
Did you have to go?
Okay, we'll fill them after this here. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Ringo,
Yes.
Judas,
Yes.
Reno,
Yes,
Falk? Yes. Shaka?
Yes.
Davis, yes, Lewandowski.
Yes. One vacancy we have that we can fill right now is the streetlight commission, which consists of 2 board members. We do have a vacancy if someone would like to. It doesn't really entail a whole lot. If someone has a request for a streetlight, we'll tell you both to go look at it and give us your thoughts.
I'll go with nobody else. Or you, other things. Feel free to jump in.
All right, anybody else?
I can.
Yep. All right, can I have a motion to add Pete Shaka to the streetlight commission?
I make a motion to add Pete to the streetlight Commission.
Is there support?
Or
Support by Davis. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
It's an honor.
You got one on elections here? Who would like to join the election commission? That's another board person.
Worry on that one. Somebody else that's.
what is the
You're
election,
playing this quite well.
what is the election commission do?
So you would meet, we meet just before the election to set the worker schedule, who's working the elections. And then the day of our testing and public accuracy test, you would have to show up in the afternoon to be there for that and sign paperwork.
All right. Motion for Dawn Falk to fill the vacancy of election.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Dudash, support by
I'll support that.
Pringle.
Well, you know, completely.
You're just saying that so you don't make sure this gets through. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Next is approve 2025 budget adjustments. First one we have here, I need a motion to use fund balance for the parks in the amount of $56,000.
I'll make that motion.
I'll support it.
Motion by Shonka, supported by Reno. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, roll call please.
Shonka?
Yes.
Reno?
Yes.
Dudash?
Yes.
Pringle?
Yes.
Falk?
Yes.
Davis? Yes. Andrewski?
Yes. Next one is EDC, motion to use fund balance in the amount of $6,000.
I'll make that one.
Motion by Reno, support by
I'll support it.
Dudash. Is there any discussion? Seeing none. Roll call please.
Reno?
Yes.
Dudash?
Yes.
Pringle?
Yes.
Falk?
Yes.
Shonka?
Yes.
Davis? Yes. Andrewski?
Yes. Blue Water Area Transit, motion to amend the budget. Proposed budget was $250,000, amended budget's $264,000. That's just basically an account that once that we collect, we just send it off to Blue Water Transit. Need a motion to approve, to amend the budget.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Pringle, is there support?
Support.
Support by Davis. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, roll call please.
Pringle?
Yes.
Davis? Yes. Falk?
Yes.
Reno?
Yes.
Dudash?
Yes.
Shonka?
Yes.
Andrewski?
Yes. Approval of bills.
Make a motion, we approve the prepaid bills, the amount of $66,200.88.
Motion by Shonka, is there support?
I'll support it.
Support by Dudash, is there any discussion regarding the prepaid bills? Seeing none, roll call by the clerk, please.
Shonka?
Yes.
Dudash?
Yes.
Pringle?
Yes.
Reno?
Yes.
Falk?
Yes.
Davis? Yes. Andrewski?
Yes.
Make a motion, we approve the current bills, the amount of $668,829.93.
Motion by Shonka, is there support?
I'll support it.
Support by Reno, is there any discussion regarding the bills? See one there for $377,000 to the city of Port Huron. Well, then you got the sheriff's department, 81,000. They start to add up. All right, roll call by the clerk, please.
Shonka?
Yes.
Reno?
Yes.
Falk?
Yes.
Pringle?
Yes.
Dudash?
Yes.
Davis? Yes. Andrewski?
Yes. Board correspondence?
I got from SimCog. Where do I want to start? They're looking at fee housing, of course, the state's doing the same thing. They're putting together a committee to look at all the data centers that are going in, try to keep track of them. City of Detroit's honoring 30 more of them inside the city, inside all where the buildings that are already built. 30 of, they already got 23, we got 10 in Fort Huron.
Data centers?
Mhm.
In Fort Huron, we have 10?
We have 10.
Really, I didn't know that, where they at?
I don't have the list, but they're all in small buildings, they're just small ones.
Nothing huge.
Kind of like
Nothing.
that place out on, is it, what road is CJ's on?
Griswold?
Really.
Yeah. Like that place on Griswold? Big that little data center there.
Yeah, I'd have to look, they have the list, but they're putting together a committee to keep them all under, so you can look on a SimCog map at some time, when they get it finally put together, see where they're all at, because it is concerning.
Yeah.
But, property taxes, could be a little bit of a effect to the townships on how the funding will go when it gets through the states. Let's see, LiDAR. We still have a whole bunch of counties that haven't signed up for flyovers. We're missing 15 surveys, I believe it is. That's the mapping of the state. Just talk about it. And then they're coming out with a new Main Street guide to help you develop main streets where you want to put crossings and bus stations. Kind of clean up the area for public viewing. Things like, are you doing snow plowing on sidewalks, or is it up to the public to take care of their own sidewalks in front of their houses? That sort of thing. Then what do you do with bike paths, like our bike path? Snow covered right now, but they're worried about who's accepts responsibility, which they already know, but are they keeping them clean for the public to walk up and down? Those sort of things. That's basically what the talk is. Nothing really much going on at the moment. Last meeting of the year being tomorrow. So, see what goes from there. All right. Need about further information.
Couple things I have here. DTE gave us $2,200 towards the museum for the, we talked to our rep, that's what he had left in this fund for the year, so. It's next year.
Yes, really.
We got this memorandum from the road commission, I just wanna, it just shows you this new local preservation program. There's some changes. Really doesn't affect us too much as far as, the townships that might affect mostly is the, limestone, which we don't have much of that. They're projecting for 2026, because of the new road funding budget through the state, Fort Huron Township share will be just shy of $160,000. No match required. And that's to be used towards road preservation. And one thing I wanted just to do, John would be more familiar with this, maybe Donnie, is, remember we used to chip seal almost every road up here. Now they're using a finer stone.
Mhm.
It was used on Dove and North River Road. between now and the next meeting, if you're out that way, kind of let me know what you think of that road surface. Maybe using it for like roads like Michigan, Range, those kind of roads where kids should be out playing rollerblades and skateboards, which kids don't play outside anymore anyways. But, we wouldn't use that in neighborhoods, but like for the thoroughfare kind of streets and whatnot.
Kind of nice to see how effective the street is.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on it all winter.
Which road is it, Brian?
Either Dove or northward.
Dove, all of them? Yeah.
It's a 30-second.
And I know North River got it done. I go on North River, a lot, my daughter lives over there.
Cause I was looking at Range, Beach, and Michigan.
And West Water, what we gonna do, for every time you repair that, you feel the dips as you go down the road. Every repair.
Just to make sure you're awake.
Oh. That was the guy that hit me.
No, what they did on the road on West Water was just a preservation project, it wasn't a big job.
But I'm asking, what we gonna, is that long-term out there somewhere?
Not anytime soon. we'll do anything like that. That's County Road.
Oh, it's coming.
We don't take care of that.
That's right.
So, that's what I got. So in your travels, would you check those out?
You do that.
And, we'll go from there.
I got one other thing on street lighting.
You had your time. What do you got?
Those, lights over on, it's at 32nd Street over by Ainsworth off of Dove, are those our lights or is those the things where, so he's got sodium lights on the street? Is that, they're on street side, not on his side, so, they're sodiums,
What road?
32nd, or 37th? 37th,
32nd or 33rd?
33rd,
The little,
yeah. the
Road.
one- Yeah, the one goes on, but
oh, we can look at that. All right. Anyone else have anything?
I'd like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
All right, same here, everyone.
We have a holiday light contest, Wednesday.
Wednesday's the holiday light contest.
Yes, so have your lights on at 6 o'clock. We've got about a dozen people so far. Just leafing through the applications today. So good luck, everybody.
Shoot something quick.
Well, depends on the answer. I have two questions. That places that you're talking about, who approves for them to come into your area to be set up, the data centers?
Well, the data centers, I think that he's talking about are just small, maybe on a floor in a building.
Right.
Somewhere, they're nothing like what you're seeing in the news. In the news, they're like acres and millions of square feet.
millions.
I don't. We're not really right for the picking for a data center out here, because I've been told, because we don't have the electricity. They like to be near power plants, if you know, they wanted to do one up near Greenwood by the power plant, and they wanted to do one in St. Clair by the power plant.
What exactly is the data that they're accumulating?
At Google, Amazon, all these places. It's,
You
when
don't have
when
to,
you,
go ahead.
when you look up stuff on a phone or a computer or whatnot, it's out there somewhere. That's where they store this kind of stuff.
That's where all your pictures are there on your phone.
Yeah. My other question is, you said we get our service from Point Huron. What does that do out there on Westwater and Range? What does that tower do?
that helps maintain pressure in our system out here. Over on Water Street, at about 1934 Water Street, we have a pumping station that when the water comes in from the city, it boosts the pressure up to fill that tower. And then when the tower's full, it shuts off, and then we run off of that tower. And then it's just to keep pressure up high enough, because as water travels through the pipes, you get far enough away from the last pump that's pumping, it's gonna reduce pressure. Back when the water tower was put in, like subdivisions like Charmwood and the ones that are the farthest out, their pressure was rather low.
It was hard for them to take a shower on the second floor because they didn't have the pressure. But once we put the water tower in, that all changed. They had equal pressure like everybody else.
Our pressure generally out here is higher than in the city. It doesn't probably make sense when you first think about it. But we take what's coming into us and boost it up.
Maybe we should take some of this water that's being flooded around in the springtime after thawing and collect it for our own water use. That would help, save a lot of our properties. You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're saying, but that would probably be quite an undertaking.
So I was trying to mow my lawn when I'm flooded, and then I got you visiting my house.
So, anyone else got anything?
I'll just say that, the museum did an awful nice, job with their Santa event. Yeah, it was really nice up there. Cliff did a great job playing Santa. He did. And the Greeks Across America event went really well, and very good feedback from the museum as well. People that go in and get some goodies, so.
Even had an announcement on our township. Well, like the, Alexis.
Santa Claus, yeah.
Yeah. All right, I guess I look for a motion to adjourn. By Dudash, supported by Paul. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? We're adjourned.
It's not a bad thing. You don't see, stuff's going sideways. Yeah.